become so rare they can't ignore you. There comes a point in life when you realize that being average is expensive. Not because average people don't deserve success. Not because ordinary lives have no value. But because the world is crowded with people doing only what is required, giving minimum effort, chasing shortcuts, and quitting the moment things become difficult. And in that crowded space, the people who rise are not always the most talented. They are the rare ones. The ones who show up when nobody is watching. The ones who keep improving while everyone else is distracted. The ones who refuse to negotiate with their own excuses. If you want to change your life, stop asking, "How can I be liked?" Start asking, "How can I become impossible to ignore?" Because attention fades. Popularity fades. Trends fade. But excellence leaves a mark. You don't become rare by trying to impress everyone. You become rare by developing qualities that most people abandon. Discipline in a world addicted to comfort. Patience in a world obsessed with speed. Focus in a world designed for distraction. Consistency in a culture that celebrates motivation but forgets commitment. The truth is, the world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. Thousands of people talk about writing a book. Few wake up every morning and write. Millions dream about starting a business. Few keep going after rejection. Everyone wants confidence. Very few are willing to do the uncomfortable work that creates it. Confidence is not built by affirmations alone. Confidence is earned. It comes from keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say you'll wake up early and you do it, confidence grows. Every time you say you'll train and you show up anyway, confidence grows. Every time you refuse to quit when quitting would be easier, confidence grows. You begin to trust yourself. And self-trust is rare. Most people betray their own goals daily. They postpone. They procrastinate. They rationalize. They say, "I'll start tomorrow." But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And eventually, they wonder why life never changed. The rare individual understands something powerful. Your future is hidden inside your daily habits. Success isn't built in one dramatic moment. It's built in ordinary moments repeated consistently. The extra chapter read. The workout completed. The skill practiced. The difficult conversation faced. The temptation resisted. The alarm answered. These small actions don't look impressive at first. But compounded over months and years, they create extraordinary lives. People will call you lucky. They'll admire the result. But they never saw the mornings you wanted to give up. They never witnessed the sacrifices. They never noticed the discipline behind the scenes. Remember this. Nobody applauds the preparation. They only celebrate the performance. If you want to become rare, you must learn to work without immediate validation. Can you keep going when nobody notices? Can you improve when nobody praises you? Can you practice when nobody claps? Because that's where greatness is developed. In silence. In repetition. In obscurity. There are people right now wasting enormous amounts of energy trying to look successful instead of becoming successful. They want recognition before mastery. Status before sacrifice. Results before responsibility. But life doesn't work that way. The roots grow before the tree. The foundation is laid before the building rises. You must become before you receive. And becoming requires discomfort. Growth has always demanded discomfort. Muscles grow through resistance. Wisdom grows through mistakes. Character grows through adversity. Resilience grows through hardship. Stop interpreting difficulty as a sign you're on the wrong path. Sometimes difficulty is evidence that you're evolving. The question isn't whether challenges will come. They will. The question is who you'll become because of them. Will pressure break you? Or will pressure refine you? Diamonds are formed under pressure. Steel is strengthened through fire. Your struggles may be shaping strengths you cannot yet see. The rare person develops emotional control. Anyone can remain positive when life is easy. But can you remain composed when things fall apart? Can you respond instead of react? Can you stay focused when emotions demand surrender? Your emotions are real. But they are not always reliable leaders. Feel fear and move anyway. Feel doubt and continue anyway. Feel exhaustion and take one more step when necessary. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is acting despite it. And every courageous act expands your identity. You begin to see yourself differently. No longer fragile. No longer dependent on perfect conditions. No longer waiting for permission. You realize you already possess more capability than you've been using. But capability means nothing without responsibility. You cannot control everything. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control other people's opinions. You cannot control unexpected setbacks. But you can control your preparation. You can control your attitude. You can control your standards. You can control your effort. The rare individual becomes obsessed with what they can influence. While others complain, they adapt. While others blame, they improve. While others wait, they begin. Excuses are everywhere. Opportunity is often hidden behind responsibility. If you truly want a different life, raise your standards. Not temporarily. Permanently. Decide that average effort is no longer acceptable from yourself. Decide that integrity matters even when nobody is watching. Decide that your word means something. Decide that your future deserves your best contribution. You don't need to become perfect. Perfection is impossible. But progress is available every single day. One better decision. One better habit. One more attempt. One more lesson learned. One more reason not to quit. Eventually, those tiny victories transform you. People start asking what changed. They notice your discipline. They notice your confidence. They notice your results. But what truly changed was your identity. You stopped seeing yourself as someone who wishes. You became someone who acts. Because your identity shapes your behavior. And your behavior shapes your destiny. So stop shrinking yourself to fit environments that reward mediocrity. Stop apologizing for ambition. Stop dimming your potential to make others comfortable. Your responsibility isn't to become acceptable. Your responsibility is to become the strongest, wisest, most disciplined version of yourself. Not to prove people wrong, but to prove yourself right. There will always be critics. People who misunderstand your dedication. People who question your vision. People who project their limitations onto your possibilities. Let them. You don't need universal approval. You need unwavering commitment. History has never been shaped by people who waited for everyone to agree with them. It has been shaped by individuals who remained faithful to their purpose despite resistance. Your dream doesn't require everyone's belief. It requires your persistence. So study harder. Train harder. Focus deeper. Recover wisely. Speak with intention. Manage your time carefully. Protect your mind from negativity. Guard your standards. Invest in your growth. Become so disciplined that excuses lose their influence. Become so skilled that opportunities seek you. Become so resilient that setbacks cannot define you. Become so focused that distractions lose their power. Become so consistent that people can predict your excellence. Become so valuable that your presence changes environments. Become so rare they can't ignore you. Not because you demanded attention, but because your character commanded respect. Not because you chased validation, but because you pursued mastery. Not because you were born extraordinary, but because you repeatedly chose actions that ordinary people avoid. Years from now, you'll either have the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Choose wisely. The days are passing regardless. The question is simple. What are you becoming? Will you continue drifting through life hoping circumstances improve? Or will you deliberately shape yourself into someone capable of creating extraordinary outcomes? The decision belongs to you. Starting today, refuse to settle for less than your potential. Show up when it's inconvenient. Work when it's uncomfortable. Learn when it's difficult. Lead when it's necessary. Persist when it's tempting to quit. Because every disciplined choice is a vote for the person you want to become. And one day, after countless unseen hours of effort, sacrifice, learning, and growth, the world will call you exceptional. But you'll know the truth. You simply refuse to remain ordinary. You chose consistency over convenience. Purpose over comfort. Growth over excuses. And by doing so, you became something increasingly uncommon in today's world. Someone whose actions match their ambitions. Someone whose standards exceed expectations. Someone whose commitment survives adversity. Someone so rare, they can't ignore you.